The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, save the date because September 25th, Callum Smith will be returning back to the boxing ring. And yes, that Callum Smith, the former Ring Magazine champion Callum Smith, the, fighting pride of Liverpool, the guy that I thought got a good decision against John Ryder. It's an interesting time in his career, and he's no longer fighting at super middleweight. He's no longer fighting at the 168-pound limit. He's decided to take his talents up to the light heavyweight division, and he's going to see what he can do there. And he's got a new trainer, which is the world-renowned Buddy McGirt, and he will be taking on Lenin Castillo. Now, Lenin Castillo, a good opponent, a guy that's been in there with fighters like Dimitri Bivol and Marcus Brown and other names in the light heavyweight division. Never been stopped. Has 3 losses. He's like 21-3. Has 3 losses. Never been stopped. So he's gonna give you some rounds, okay? And Callum Smith needs these rounds because this is an interesting time in his career. Let's talk about the new relationship with Buddy McGirt because I'll be honest with you. Callum Smith's coming off of a loss against Canelo, and I didn't think he had a snowball's chance of hell against Canelo. And a lot of people, I've probably gone a little bit overboard by saying Callum Smith is trash or that he's not a good fighter. But I think what I'm really trying to say is that, he has skills that he just doesn't know how to apply. And he didn't know how to apply them with Joe Gallagher. And, he has a big problem that a lot of British fighters tend to have, which is the fact that they're too textbook, they're too proper. And, there's nothing wrong with being fundamentally sound. There's nothing wrong with throwing your punches properly. But sometimes British fighters are a bit too proper, and they sacrifice what actually works and what other strengths other fighters all in the name of being proper and being textbook. So he's come with Buddy McGirt, a guy that I think is a great fit for him because Buddy McGirt, we've seen it in the past. He's taken fighters at a more like later stage of their career and made them champions again, like Sergey Kovalev, Arturo Gatti, taught them more of nuanced boxing skills. Buddy McGirt in his day was one of the best technical boxers in the whole sport. This is the same Buddy McGirt that he outboxed the great Simon Brown in one of the best exhibitions of technical boxing you're ever going to see. So he knows a thing or two when it comes to teaching fighters about how to use their boxing skills. And look, Callum Smith has the height, the size, the frame, and think about it. I want you to think about it. Callum Smith got so far in his career, becoming champion, winning the Ring Magazine belt, pretty much doing a lot of things wrong, routinely giving up his size to fight on the inside. These are things that somebody like him should be doing a lot less of, and he should be really exploiting the size that he has, the size and the reach that he has. Now, I don't think he's going to have the kind of size and reach advantage he had in the super middleweight division, but he's still going to be bigger and longer than a lot of these light heavyweights. And knowing how to exploit that advantage and use that advantage in this weight class is going to be important. It's going to be absolutely paramount to his success because if he gets hit with punches at light heavyweight against the likes of Dimitri Bivol or Artur Beterbiev, the cost is a lot higher than getting hit by someone like George Groves or even like a Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Bigger guys, harder punchers. So it's very important that he gets to know what how to use the height. But I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see some improvement from Callum Smith. There is life after Canelo. I know he lost to Canelo, but he's not done. His career will still progress forward. And there will be some good fights out there for him. And, Lenin Castillo is going to be a guy that he's going to get a chance to practice and show the things that he's worked on in the gym with Buddy McGirt, because Lenin Castillo is going to be there to be hit, and he's going to be durable, and he's going to give you some rounds. So, what ultimately is Callum Smith's ceiling in the light heavyweight division? And, it's a hard question to answer because the light heavyweight division is such a weird division right now. You got Artur Beterbiev and Bivol who haven't been able to get a fight with each other. You got Joe Smith kind of tucked off in the corner. He's got a belt. So I really feel like even though there's good fighters in this division and Callum Smith will have his hands full with any one of the champions, I really think the division is as wide open as it's ever been. And if Callum Smith puts it all together, and I really believe this, even Gilberto Ramirez is lurking around. But if Callum Smith puts it all together and listens to Buddy McGirt and learns how to exploit that size advantage, I think he's gonna have a great chance to really become the guy in this division. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I've talked so much shit about Callum Smith because I was so displeased with his performance against Canelo Alvarez. And I knew he wasn't going to perform that well against Canelo Alvarez, but I don't think he's a bad fighter. I think he has tools. I think he has skills. I just think under the guidance of Joe Gallagher and under the watchful eye of Joe Gallagher, his skills and his tools and the attributes that God gave him weren't being applied properly. And now with Buddy McGirt, I think that gives him more of a fighting chance against the creme of the creme and the elite of the light heavyweight division. You know, and I want to see Callum Smith. You know, I want to see Callum Smith exploit that jab. I want to see variations of that jab. I want to see a straight jab. I want to see an up jab. I want to see jabs to the stomach. I want to see him get his head out the line and jab. I want to see him throw combinations. I want to see Callum Smith put it together and be all that he can be because I'm all about seeing fighters improve. I'm all about seeing fighters develop, and I think there is still some room for development there. And you know, with Buddy McGirt, he's gonna have a chance to develop. So, best wishes to Callum Smith. I'm not hating on him. You know, you lost to Canelo. There's definitely no shame in that. You know, Canelo Alvarez, as much as I don't like the guy and I think he's a disgrace to the sport, you know, talent-wise, he's one of the better fighters out there. He's an elite fighter, and Callum Smith probably wasn't ready for that fight, and probably shouldn't have taken it. In my opinion, if I was a manager, I wouldn't have taken that fight for him because he had already shown signs of being weight trained and not having good performances before that fight. So it was a payday, yeah, but you know, I don't think it was the right time for him. But, you know, Buddy McGirt did say, I was reading an article where Buddy McGirt said that if Callum Smith puts it all together, you know, there's nobody in this division that can stop him from being champion again. And he says if that Canelo opportunity comes back for a rematch, he said he already has a fight plan in place to beat Canelo Alvarez. So, you know, we're gonna keep a watchful eye on Callum Smith. We're gonna see how he develops, because Canelo didn't stop him. He showed the durability and the heart, and I get that much. He knew how to survive, and he had the heart to survive for 12 rounds against Canelo Alvarez. So if he can just go in there with no fear and really develop confidence in his other skills, his jab, his straight right hand, his hook, his combination punches, his moving his head up the line and jabbing with his head up the line. There's a lot of things Callum Smith can do to improve as a fighter. And I'm not going to sit here and make any bold proclamations that he'll beat Canelo, but, you know, I really think that there's a level he can get to, and I'm looking forward to seeing how far I can go with Buddy McGirt. Because I've seen Buddy McGirt, you know, take Arturo Gatti after the wars of Mickey Ward and make him more of a technical boxer. I saw him take a very non-confident Sergey Kovalev after the Eliana Alvarez knockout and make him champion again. So if he did it with those guys, he can definitely do it with a young fighter like Callum Smith. So should be interesting. Something to watch for on the Joshua undercard. Let me know what you guys think about Callum Smith and Buddy McGirt and the Lenin Castillo fight and all that stuff. And where do you think Callum Smith goes in the light heavyweight division? Who do you want to see him fight in the light heavyweight division? And just all that good stuff down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.